think that the vast majority of teachers are able to save at least half of their salary. Most teachers I know take their entire US dollars paycheck, send it directly home to pay bills or to put in their savings accounts. And most of us live almost entirely on our lempiras portion of our paychecks, which is more than adequate for what we need. And to be truthful, you could save a chunk out of your lempiras paycheck as well if you wanted, if you chose to be particularly frugal, which many of us are not. But you can live very comfortably on even just the lempiras portion of your salary.
I like living in Honduras because there are a lot of opportunities to travel that I never got in the United States. You can go to the beach in about an hour or two. You can go to the islands, are really nice and really close. There's mountains, there's ruins from the Mayans, so there's just so many opportunities to travel around the country, and it's really easy to get to other countries in Central America. So I would say that's the biggest benefit of living here. And then I also really like how warm and friendly Hondurans are in general. I feel like that's not something you necessarily see in the United States, is people greeting you, people just willing to help and wanting to talk to you, and so that's been really nice too.
Something that I really love about EIS is the ability to kind of create the class as you want it. The administration gives you a lot of freedom, at least in the high school, to kind of do what you want with your class, and they're intrigued on like what you do and what you have the kids doing, and they really see the excitement that the kids have when it's something different from class to class. About Honduras, I love it. There's just so many things to do. You just have to really get out. So my recommendation to you is to make sure that you get out and explore everything that there is to do. I never thought I would do this, but I got my scuba certification in Utila. It's cheap, it's beautiful, it's simply amazing, and so I can't recommend enough to at least try diving or at least go to the snorkeling, because there's lots of beautiful life in the reef. There's national parks galore. There's no really fees to even go like in the U.S., and so you just take a $3 or $6 bus to go. You take a guide, and there's just so much to see. With that, there's this, you can save a lot of money here. If you eat local foods, rice, beans, chicken, vegetables, it's like $2.50 a meal. Definitely check out the high school's caseta, whether you're in the middle school, elementary, or in the high school. They make the best food in their school, in my opinion. There are lots of local American things that you can want too, if you just have to spend a little more money for them. But if you eat like a local, you can save a ton of money. Traveling around the country is very, very cheap as well. So there's just lots to do. Get out, explore, meet people, meet locals. They'll take you to some places that you've never seen before. They're not in the tour guides, and they're going to be the best people to show you the country.
Hi, my name's Steve Carpenter. My wife and I have been teaching internationally for about 12 years now, and I want to give you just a little bit of insight into EIS, the school here in San Pedro Sula, Honduras. One of the first questions they ask is, what do we like about living here? I would say that there is always an opportunity to be active outdoors. There's not a lot of rain, it doesn't get very cold, so there's always a lot of moving around. The roads here in Honduras are really easy to move around, so if you want to go anywhere from coast to coast, it's pretty easy to travel within the country. Even just moving about the city is very safe and secure as well. Secondly, how would I describe my life here? I would have to use the word hot. It gets very hot here in San Pedro, and it stays hot most of the year. So you will not need to bring your extra heavy jacket or your winter clothes with you. Maybe a light windbreaker or a sweater for the cooler evenings. Make sure you bring an umbrella. It gets a little rainy at times. But I would say it definitely gets hot. One of the words that I would use to describe the school here is flexible. The administrators and everybody that works around you just maintain an ability to really move and to adjust according to the needs at that time. So you're not going to be locked into something here. There's a lot of room for flexibility, a lot of ways that you can individualize your instruction, kind of customize it for whatever style fits you best. As far as the money goes, we get paid half in dollars and half in local currency, more or less. My wife and I find it very easy to live on the currency that we make here, and we send every one of the checks back home. I would say you could probably put a pretty good dent in a student loan within just a couple of years if you were committed to that, just by the money that you send back home. You'd have a lot of money here that you could live on a daily basis as far as moving around. School provides housing, school provides transportation to and from work. It's not required that you buy a car when you get here, so there's always a chance for you to save some even local money as well. And the advice that I would give you if you're going to come here, get to know the people, get to know the place, get out and enjoy it. Don't be afraid of the reputation that San Pedro has on the internet. It's not that way at all. We walk the city occasionally, we drive it constantly. We've never been in fear for any reason at all. It's a beautiful place to be. I would highly encourage you to consider coming here and giving things a shot here at EIS in Honduras.
One of the reasons that we really like living in Honduras, my husband and I have come here, and this is our 7th international school. So when we came here, we kind of had a lot of previous knowledge and expectations, but I really like the country. It's really easy to get around. You have to be willing to go outside, and just relax and be willing to travel to other places to see things that are going on. But it's got a lot of conveniences from the States. So if you can find it in the States, you can probably find it here. So you don't really have to give up a lot of things. So as far as things that we really like here, I think my students are probably my favorite part. They're a great group of kids. They're probably some of the nicest kids I've ever taught. So I think the school is probably a great atmosphere, and I really enjoy being here. If I had to describe it in a couple words, I'd probably say it's very comfortable, it's relaxing. There is a lot of heat, so you gotta be willing to deal with it. It is a tropical place, but like anything else, it's whatever you make of it. If you're willing to go out and make something and find places to be adventurous, I think you'll find it's a good place to be. I really have not dealt with any safety concerns. It's no worse for me than living in a large city. Having come from Colombia and Guatemala, other places. I don't find it to be that worst country in the world kind of place that you hear a lot in the news. So always take things that you hear with a grain of salt, and just be open to new possibilities, and I think you'll find it can be a great experience.
There's a lot to like about Honduras. It's really become my second home. The first thing I really like about living in Honduras is traveling. We have a lot of travel opportunities within the country. You can go to the amazing beaches that are just a couple of hours away, or a 20-minute flight. You can go hiking in beautiful national parks in the rainforest. You can go to the capital city and experience amazing nightlife. There's really a little bit of something for everybody in Honduras. And not only is there a lot to do, but you can do it pretty cheaply as well. The second thing I really like about Honduras is the people. The people here are very warm. It's very easy to make friends. People are always interested in why we're here and would just like to know all about us. And making Honduran friends is really invaluable because they show you things that you would never discover by yourself as a foreigner, as a tourist in this country, basically. In terms of how much money you can save working at EIS, I would say every year that I've saved about 50% of my paycheck. I've been able to put away a nice little nest egg for future travel or paying off any student debts. It's a really good school if you're looking to save money, if you're looking to have a good quality of life for just a little money. We regularly go out to nice restaurants, we travel well, we shop and go to the movies all the time, and it's really easy to live a nice lifestyle in Honduras on just a little bit of money.